Have you ever hospitalized someone who hurt you first? I used to work as a janitor at Riverside High School in Indiana. People looked at me funny because I kept to myself and wore the same 3 flannel shirts every week. Kids would stick gum on my mop handle and write stupid stuff on my locker. I never said anything back. What they didn't know was that I spent 8 years in the Army before a back injury forced me out. One Friday night after a basketball game, I was mopping the gym when I heard the side door creak open. 3 kids snuck in wearing dark hoodies. I recognized them immediately: Jake, Connor, and their leader Brandon. These weren't your typical troublemakers. They'd been caught stealing from lockers before, and word around school was they were running with some local gang members. But tonight they had a camera, latex gloves, and a can of red spray paint. This wasn't about stealing phones or wallets. I walked over and told them the building was closed. Brandon just laughed and shoved me backward. "Mind your own business, old man. Go mop something." I turned around and headed toward the storage room, hoping they'd just leave. But they followed me, slamming the door behind us. The room was small, cramped with cleaning supplies and sports equipment stacked everywhere. Jake pulled out his phone and started recording. "Yo, check this out. We're about to make this loser famous." They started pushing me around, laughing while the camera rolled. Connor knocked over my mop bucket, sending dirty water across the floor. Brandon grabbed a can of floor wax and squeezed it all over my shirt. "Dance for us, janitor boy," Brandon said, shoving me harder. "This is going straight to Instagram." I told them to stop. Then I said it again, louder, but they just laughed harder. That's when Brandon spit right in my face and called me a worthless piece of trash who cleans up after his betters. Something inside me snapped. I might have been 42 with a bad back, but muscle memory doesn't fade. I grabbed a wooden broom handle leaning against the wall. In the Army, we called it a staff technique. Brandon came at me first, still grinning like this was all a joke. I swept his legs and he went down hard, cracking his elbow against a metal shelf. Connor tried to jump me from behind, but I spun around and caught him in the stomach with the handle. He doubled over, gasping. Jake dropped the phone and tried to run, but there was nowhere to go in that tiny room. I didn't hurt him, just pinned him against the wall until he stopped struggling. The whole thing lasted maybe 10 seconds. Brandon was on the ground screaming, clutching his arm. The shelf had fallen when he hit it, and one of the metal brackets crushed his forearm. I could see the bone sticking out through his skin. Connor was throwing up in the corner. Jake was crying, begging me not to hurt him. I called 911 and waited. When the paramedics arrived, Brandon was rushed to the hospital with 3 fractures in his arm. The other 2 were fine, just shaken up. Of course, they tried to lie about what happened, said I attacked them for no reason. But Jake had dropped his phone when everything started, and it kept recording the whole time. Principal Williams watched the footage in his office the next Monday. You could hear them threatening me, see them pushing me around, watch Brandon spit in my face. You could hear me telling them to stop, more than once. When the video ended, Principal Williams closed his laptop and looked at me. "David, you shouldn't have had to go through that. Those boys got exactly what they deserved." I kept my job. The school board installed better security and night cameras. Brandon's arm healed eventually, but his pride never did.